One of the most common questions I get from agents who use Jira Service Management is how can I auto-categorize requests that come via email? Now remember that as a customer, you can open tickets via the portal, but also via email. Now, if you go to channels, I have activated email and portal. Of course, there are other options like widget and chat. Now, for the sake of this video, we're only going to stick to email and portal. Now, when you create a ticket through the portal, it will automatically assign the appropriate request type based on your selection. On the other hand, if you open a ticket via email, it will default to the email request type regardless of the content in that email. So what we want to do in this video is create an automation so that whenever an email request comes in, it will automatically change it to the correct request type. If you see this first ticket, SUP13, it has a summary of I need a new monitor that has a request type of email request. What we want to do in this automation is for it to auto-categorize it to the correct request type. In this case, if the subject line is I need a new monitor, it's going to automatically attach it to the request type of request new hardware. Okay. So in order to do that, we're going to click on project settings and we're going to click on automation. Create rule. And our first trigger is going to be when an issue is created. Now, we're going to add the condition to verify that it only applies to the request type of email. How do we do that? We check for a condition. And instead of status, we're going to type in request type equals to emailed request. And then we're going to click next. We're going to add an action. And that action is going to be our Rovo agent, which is Atlassian's AI. Click connect. And then the agent that you want to choose for this automation is going to be the service request helper, which is the agent for basically Jira Service Management. Now, in our prompt, we want to type in the following, just like you would in ChatGPT, for example. So the prompt is going to be analyze the issue summary and description of this ticket. Based on the content, identify the most appropriate request type from the following options. And I went ahead and pasted all my request type for this support project. Then at the end, update the request type from email request to the selected option. Now respond only with the updated request type. That request type is going to be in a variable called agent response. And you can see that right here at the top. Okay. Now that we have our agent response variable, what we're going to do is compare it to our request type. So we're going to go ahead and add a component, then add a condition, and we're going to select the smart values condition because again, we have our request type coming in from our AI and the variable agent response. So we want to check for this one in particular, which is request a new hardware. And again, I'm only doing this for one request type in particular. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to do it for each request type because I would have to branch out for each request type. Okay. So if we click on next, then what we want to do is go to Jira Service Management and edit the request type. And that request type is going to be request new hardware. Okay. Now we want to give this automation a name. Let's name it assign request type request new hardware for email tickets. Again, it's very important for you to understand that we're only doing this for one request type, which is request new hardware. Okay. Now we're going to leave this here just to show you guys that the automation works. I'm going to click on projects. I have not turned the automation on yet. So I'm going to go ahead and send an email It's going to take a couple of seconds. I'm going to refresh. Refresh again. One more time. And there it is. It's right this one at the bottom. Now, if you see, it comes in with the request type of email request. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on our automation rule. We're going to go to the audit log, and I'm going to go ahead and send that email again. I went ahead and sent the same email just to verify that our automation works. So I just sent it and it says success. If we go back to our project and refresh, now we have I need a new laptop, and now it's assigned to the correct request type of request new hardware.